I would like to share a channeled message that was given to me by Spirit. What we are to do on this planet at this time is reform the lineage and create a lineage. A lot of us have been separated from our tribe and from our community. We all experience this great division, this great conflict. We don't know how to express ourselves, articulate ourselves. We don't know how to connect in a vulnerable, intimate, open-hearted way. We feel quite emotionally bankrupt, and we feel quite confused by all of the judgment that has whites against blacks, and then Hispanics against the whites, and the nation against this nation, and we're just all kind of in this whirlwind of judgment. And we feel all kinds of shame, right? Shame for being this kind of skin color, this ethnicity, or this nationality from this hierarchical caste position, right? So the community in many ways has been about competition, right? Kind of like a gladiator event, right? Where we're all just kind of upping each other, and it's been more masculine, right? Where men naturally are competitive. That's just their system. That's just how they are, right? And will be. And community is not a masculine it's not a masculine energy. It's a feminine energy. It's about receptivity. It's about compassion. It's about self-knowledge, the pursuit of self-discovery, and about sharing creativity and self-mastery for prosperity, right? But a lot of the masculine, Romanesque, medieval habits and behaviors have trickled into community, and now community is very much compare, compete, contrast. And we can have that in other institutions or structures of the mind, but when it comes to community and tribe, compare, compete, contrast is not the natural rhythm of community and tribe. So a lot of us have felt kind of misplaced. We see our parents, they're kind of together, and like, why are they together? Our grandparents were like, why are they together? Like, it seems like we're all miscellaneously kind of coupling with each other and having babies with people that we are not really supposed to have kids with, and we're all triggered and kind of agitated by these kind of connections that didn't work out, and all of this sort of confusion, right? Spirit has shown me that we are returning back to our community, and we are resurrecting the natural rhythm of community, which is a feminine spirituality, basically, which is about caring and sharing and inclusion, right? And the community of the patriarch is about, like, I'm gonna hide, kind of, it's about hiding things, withholding things, discrimination, a form of judgment, right? Shame on you for being a woman, or shame on you for being black, or whatever it is that is the quote unquote community, where we're all just kind of sitting there surrendering to some godheads and priests, where we're just like, we're totally like looking at each other like, I don't know you, you don't know me, but we shake hands and say, I pray for you, but then we have no idea who each other are. We don't know about each other. We really don't. We just, I'll pray for you, right? We know each other when we go to church, but as soon as we get out of church, we're sitting there just like, you know what I'm saying? Like competing and comparing, contrasting, like, oh, that person has more than me. I'm kind of a little bit triggered by that, right? That's the kind of thing. And we're resurrecting that. So a lot of us are being called to our tribe, right? And a lot of this tribe has to do with coming together, high soulmates, twin flames. A lot of people are going to be joining for creative collaboration and going to be breaking down this separation where there's like relationship dysfunction and all of this, like, I hate myself and I don't know how to love you because I hate myself, and all these kinds of just draining things that are not bringing wealth. So a lot of us are focusing on bringing wealth to the lineage, and it's happening through contracts that are finally being fulfilled. And what I mean finally is that a lot of us, it took lifetimes for us to really get to this position of nobility, or this position of prosperity, this position of spirituality, or self-love, or self-acceptance. A lot of us come here as warriors, as earth angels, as guides, as teachers, as you can, whatever you name it, it's all the same frequency, right? We came here with this great dharma that we all yearn to tap into and to get better with and to excel in eventually, right? To have that sort of achievement of dharma. And how we're going to fulfill that is through our lineage, right? A lot of us are meant to have kids with particular people. A lot of us, we're not having kids with just, oh, he fits the bill, like he can provide and protect. It's not just about that. We're having kids with particular people. People that are not just, they look hot, or they know how to pay their bills, or they have a car, or they know how to, like, you know, sustain a certain caliber of relationship. We're the children that are being born in the new lineage, a new paradigm of lineage, which is deconstructing a lot of these patriarchal sort of poverty lineages, and I hate myself, and shame, and all that kind of habits and behaviors are very self-destructing, right? In the bigger picture, right? A lot of us are being guided to particular people. Like, a lot of us are not going to be having children with somebody that we just, you know, we get along with, right? They're looking for something deeper. We know that a lot of us are meant to have children if we have children, right? Again, not everybody, but if we feel called to have a child with a particular person, if we have that when 25, 35, maybe 45, it really doesn't matter, because we are meant to restore this inner tribe, right? This tribe of sharing, caring, and inclusion, and we're meant to bring that to our community. Have you seen people who are really in love? They have this aura, they have this caliber that seems rare. Like, nobody has that caliber. When you really see people who are in love, not just the money or the sex, or like really in love in the way that they both have this sort of, I love myself, I love you, I love this thing that we're doing, right? They really feel like they're coming into the fullness of who they are. That is a caliber a lot of us have not been able to reach or even discover, because a lot of us have been wrapped up in, right, and you can say lineages that or kind of, you know, relationships that are based on like past behaviors and habits of parents and grandparents that have really been about low self-esteem, low self-worth, mundane, mediocrity, and a lot of us haven't really experienced this higher caliber beyond mediocrity, right, where, like, and that's what's coming back. And it's not just romantic, it's not just, you know, romance, it's also about platonic, it's about kindred, it's about people working together, it's about team, it's about allies, it's about companions, right, that really activate you, right? They level you up, they challenge you, they challenge your comforts in a way that really opens you up to seeing your greater potential and helping you to heal, right? That's a different caliber of community. That's what community is about. It's about challenging each other's comforts, breaking each other's judgments down, right? Destroying each other's enemy of self or self-hatred, right? And up-leveling each other's creativity, right? We're here to boost each other up, not compete, compare, and contrast until I pray for you, but then we have the evil eye, right? So this is a message that was given me to spirit. Like, a lot of us will be having children with a high soulmate or twin flame, especially these young generations moving forward. And a lot of us are going to be having wealthy lineages that are not just wealthy like materially, but also wealthy like spiritually, like two people that are actually spiritually connected and not just sexually or transactionally, or like, I love you for 6 months or 6 years and then I hate you. Like, actual mature connections that are based on self-love and self-respect. And therefore, when you have self-love and self-respect, you really do have a care, you do share, and you do include somebody on your journey. That's what it is. You're including them, and you're caring and sharing with them while you're on your journey, and you're on the journey together, right? Because you both have this common tribal goal, which is to see excellence within the bloodline or within your family or within your kids or within whatever creative project or endeavor or business that you are establishing for the prosperity and the higher vibration or the higher caliber of a human being, right? And there are a lot of lower energies, a lot of negative energies that don't want people to form these lineages, because again, as long as we're having kids with the wrong people and we're caught up in all of this conflict and pain and trauma, we're never going to be able to step into a sort of spiritual victory. We're always just going to be sad and confused and tangled and tied up, right? And as long as we're tangled and tied up with people that just give us grief, the less likely we are to actually level up and have that higher caliber of love. So the lower energies, they know that, and they, they give us all these temptations and seductions, just like, they give us programs or beliefs that we're not worthy or good enough, or it's possible for us to have this high caliber of relationship. So we have kids with some Tom, Dick, and Harry to wake up one day 6 years later to realize, like, that is not my partner, right? Particularly as us as women, then all we spend years in grief and trauma and upset and judging ourselves, shame, and all these kinds of low vibrations that really keep us bound and really keep us away, right? And those lower energies they keep us away from where we're actually meant to go as a human species, which is lineages of wealth. That is not about grief and all this conflict and just draining each other, and then, oh, I never want to see you again, and all that kinds of what we do, where it's mediocrity. We're doing with ourselves, we're doing with the other, we're doing with our partnership, and therefore we're just kind of like going to a couples therapy, just like, how do we bring passion to our relationship? It's just like, right? So a lot of us are like, we're overcoming these lower energies that would prefer us to have a kid with just some Tom, Dick, or Harry, or just some Jan Blaine that gives us hot sex or gives us money or can fit the bill or pay whatever thing. We're really rising above that, and a lot of us are seeking something a lot more fulfilling at a soul level than just those kinds of connections to have children with and to create and establish an actual wealth in the bloodline, right? So a lot of high soulmates are coming together to really activate each other, to pull each other forward, to help each other manifest and to get going in their creativity and what it is that can move the energy, because a lot of people need to move energy, and people are not moving energy, right? They're like waiting too long, they're sitting too long, and time is very precious, right? People are not moving the energy, and that's why the rug rips underneath us. We have all these tower moments, we have all these endings that are so painful because we're not moving the energy. We sit and stay too long, we stagnate. And that's why a lot of these relationship pains, they just happen so suddenly, because we're not paying attention, we're not moving the energy, and we're not examining ourselves that we need to be doing, right? So a lot of these soulmates, twin flames, are there to activate, to kind of rip the rug underneath us, to shake us up so that we can move energy, so that we can actually start to have an experience of a lot more creativity and movement, because we only have 80 years basically on this planet. And we can spend 30 of those years just kind of like in a relationship that's not meant to be, right? Where we just stagnate in it, and then we get used to stagnation, and we don't move the energy, and then there's a major tower moment, we grieve, but we really know we should have paid attention, and then we regret and have to deal and clean all that up, right? There's a lot of emotions that we're meant to go through. But when we raise our caliber, a lot of those lower vibrational experiences that we could have, they kind of erase. They erase from our fate. Like, I'm fated to, have a child with this person, this Tom, Dick, or Harry. That erases when you raise your caliber. And that's what a lineage is. It's raising your caliber. We talk about nobility bloodlines, wealthy bloodlines. Everybody wants to have that, especially people who are spiritually kind of, calculated or aware, right? Because it's not just about achievement for yourself. It is about creating a sort of tribe that can have a sort of longevity in their wealth and their protection and their sustain a higher frequency of prosperity on this planet. That's kind of like the bigger picture of what we really desire to do on this planet, is to spiritually lead not just ourselves but even generations. And that's a big bill, right? That's, fit the bills, that's a big bill. But a lot of us are spiritually feeling called to these high soulmates, this twin flame, to fulfill just that, to have children, to have love, to make love, to have friends and community and create and collaborate, right? To activate and to really move energy and to really level up and to really come into more of who you are as you grow older, not less, right? So thank you, and that's the message.